Okay, there we go. We should be back live here. So, virtually a continuation of the previous stream, but technically not a continuation, just so that we can split. That should split the stream up there, and the stream should be restarting here. So, for anyone who is just tuned in, so we got guys kind of signing in at the moment. Let's see if we refresh the page. Oh, it's gonna give me a replay of the previous stream. Come on. Well, that was a pretty nice short stream there. Of course, we're just getting started back up here for the Oh, come on, really? Can't give me a. Okay, that should be my invite there for the race start. No, wait, nope, never mind. There must have been someone else who kind of needed the invite that was in the party, or it was just a backup second invite for someone else. But I'll use that probably as a secondary backup invite for me because I tend to not have the best luck at getting into these things for the life of me on the first try. So, as we're getting ready here to go racing for the Bristol 500, for the 500 laps at Bristol, I don't know how many, I think we're going to actually be going 250, basically because it's a more reasonable distance than 500 laps at Bristol for a fairly new startup, or not necessarily a new league, but a um, league without, like, I don't think most of these guys are playing on wheels or anything. And to be honest, playing on a wheel for this many laps. Oh, 150, okay. So we're going to be going 125 laps. So that's why the stages at Richmond felt so short. Here we go. That's a pretty good first race though of the night. We're back here for the second race of the night, so hopefully we can. Hopefully you guys are sticking around, or have stuck around. I don't know how many people have stuck around who haven't stuck around. But yeah, man. Oh, back up to one message a minute. What do we get for a message or chat? Oh wow, we're already... Not that link. I need the other link. So yeah, we should be getting ready here though for the race. I'm just trying to get the stream to kind of settle out itself. So there we go. Thank you for whoever's watching. We got we're working on building back up the people we had before the thing came out. Can't seem to get the new link, but so we're just kind of waiting on they're working on getting people invites to the lobby. Brian, since I can clearly see you're watching, or can clearly see you've been watching fairly recently. So this is the 9th race of the season, correct? After since we just ran Richmond and we're about to run Bristol, I'm assuming you guys are following the Cup schedule for this year, which would have Bristol as the 9th, or Bristol as the 8th race, and then Richmond as the 9th race. But yeah, there we go. We get sent an invite. That should be for, I believe, Harmon. So, yep, everybody's still navigating menus, so we're still good. We still haven't gotten... So we're just kind of getting ready here to go. I believe qualifying should be getting ready to go first. I'm just gonna hop in and watch a random lobby here. No, while waiting. No, for them to load in, or while waiting for them to get loading in. And there we go. We should be getting ready to. We're loading in. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing some. I'm just gonna kind of watch this. I'm just gonna put these cars up on the whatever cars are in this lobby up on screen because I can or I should be able to. Nope. Never mind. Looks like not gonna load in. Yep, lost connection. Hopefully that doesn't happen when we go to load into the actual lobby. Didn't really care about trying to load into that lobby though. I was just trying to find a way to put cars on screen for you guys while we wait for them to kind of get loading in. Let's see. Okay, they are loading in now. There we go. So yep, so we're getting loaded in here for I believe this is going to be qualifying for the Food City 500. As we saw earlier tonight, we saw Dodge Dakota sit on the pole from the 12 was on the outside front row, then the 42 was third in qualifying, and that was at another short track Richmond Raceway. Of course, this one, Bristol Motor Speedway, is a little bit different than that one, but let's see. We should be loading in here. Hopefully, if this doesn't work, I'm going to reset my Xbox immediately so I'm at least ready for the main race. Because I know qualifying goes really quick here. Yep, it's going to fail. Let's just get the fail out of the way, and then I'm going to have to refresh the lobby. Refresh it because I don't know why this thing has why the connection issue. It was fine literally 5 minutes ago. I have to restart the Xbox though. Don't worry guys, we're gonna still be talking throughout the whole thing. I can pretty much recap the first race like this. 88 and 42 battled up front for most of the races, but as the races dragged on, the 88 kind of spun out on a lot of the longer runs and ended up in the end he ended up actually quitting out of the race, and the 48 and the 42 won pretty convincingly with like I think it was a 7 or 8 second lead. But hopefully we have a little bit closer competition. Of course, we got more guys coming in for tonight's for the race in a bit. So we should be loading in here. There we go. My wheels recalibrating because that's what I've got plugged in for a controller right now. Just trying to get it all kind of figured out. Of course, kind of unfortunate that the lag out happened, or not the lag out, but the other stuff just kind of happened. But yeah, we should be getting ready though to go racing here. But hopefully you guys are excited though to be checking out another great race tonight. This time at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're just kind of reloading in here. Here we go. Launch NASCAR Heat 4. Gonna actually think to mute the stream real quick because I know this thing's gonna play music because it always tries to play music when I'm reloading into the game, even though I've got music turned off in my settings. And of course the stream doesn't know that, and they're gonna throw a copyright issue at me if I leave the music in. So we're just gonna have to remember to unmute the stream before we get into it. So, yep, just a little bit of volume, game effects, and here's when we expect to start hearing the music playing. But yeah, yep, there it is. But yeah, so at least now I don't have to continue to keep speaking really quickly while I log in. We should be getting ready to go racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway pretty soon. Thank you guys, by the way, for tuning in. We're getting ready to go racing for 125 laps at Bristol Motor Speedway, so it's going to be a fun one tonight. Come on. Some of these songs are actually pretty good, but most overall, I think the soundtrack's kind of weak compared to some other games, but soundtrack also isn't necessarily the most important thing about a game. Come on, though. Come on, we don't need them. Come on, cut the music here so I can unmute the stream before I forget about it, because I have a very big tendency to forget about about unmuting the stream. There we go. I've unmuted the stream, so we'll actually hear music playing again, or we won't hear music playing, but we'll hear engine sounds, which is probably one of the best forms of music. Brian, can I get another invite to the lobby and to the party? Unless if it's open, I can join on from any one of my friends, but that are in, because I've got a lot of friends that are in there. Join party, but yeah, it's invite only at the moment. So hopefully I can get an invite here pretty soon. Yep, there it is. Invite back to the party. Okay. Nope, we're all good. Ow. There you go. Oh, come on. Really? Really? Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep talking over this music because we don't need the music causing copyrights and whatnot, copyright type issues. And oh, I got an invite to the lobby when they weren't even loading in yet. Okay. Or I guess I might not have gotten the invite yet. That might have been an old invite. I just saw the invite in my inbox already, so I'll back out real quick, and then let's hope we can get ready for it. I didn't actually think to take a quick look at who we have on the pole position, but good thing about YouTube is we can actually back it up. And on pole position, it's Dodge Dakota from. Let me see if I can get a good view of it. Trying to back up the stream so I can at least see what it is. Come on. Okay, so it's gonna be Dodge and the 42. So the guys that were running 1-2 for most of the race are gonna be running 1-2 in the on the start of this race. Third is gonna be Gerwitz. Fourth is gonna be Laggy. Fifth is gonna be NASCAR King, and sixth is the 3 who finished. I think he finished right at the back, and it looks like they are not quite in yet, so I'm not gonna try and load in before they've actually gotten in. But I do have the invite ready as soon as they are loading in. So there we go. I just saw one of them transfer over to racing. Yep, that's all of them transferring over to racing, so it isn't like one guy in a different lobby, which that gets annoying when they are in different lobbies. So we're going to get some racing going real soon here as we get ready to go for 125 laps of, well, not necessarily green flag racing, because we're going to have at least, I think, 6 laps of yellow because of the stages and the mandatory yellows taking up that much. But yeah. So hopefully you guys are excited for this. I know I'm excited for this. It's again just kind of another busy week streaming, but I'm just kind of streaming because this is definitely what I like doing. So here we go. Should be getting ready to go racing here. Thank you guys, by the way, for the 2 of you guys that are in here watching with us. Of course, it's going to be a great race here. And oh, well, up. Right, they're underway and racing here at Bristol. Looked like a bit of a pile up there on the start. Not really sure, but yeah. So it looks like the 42 and 20 or the 42 and 88 are battling it out for the spots once again. And oh, the 3-car piles up in the back of the pack, and that is probably going to put them under the mandatory yellow. Question is, though, is who's going to get the lead at the yellow flag. I think it goes to the 42, but I'm not really sure. They were so side by side coming to the yellow, and that was such a quick yellow. I don't know how many laps the stages are going to end up being exactly, but yeah, that was a really quick yellow, and I guarantee they aren't under a. And I'm pretty sure this is an automatic one because the cars are still side by side, and they would not want to try and stay side by side that long without swerving side to side or smacking each other, especially on the high banks of Bristol. But here we go. Getting ready. Of course, Clemson fan should be the... Oh, Dodge Dakota pits and comes to the attention of his crew. I don't know if that was to get fresh tires or if that was to make a major adjustment. Of course, he might have a pit setup or something that he wanted to start on, but that 21, again, another really bad start for the 21. 21 can't seem to get a good restart in. And someone needs to remind that 11 that it is not still Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I don't know why the TV camera angles can't find a better camera angle in the corner. I mean, come on. There's better camera angles in the corners of the racetrack. But here we go, from last to first. The 3-car is coming for that lead spot. The 88 right behind, or right on his rear end. But of course, right now that high line seems to be the prevailing line at Bristol. Oh, and the 88 slides. The 3-car piles up. That's several cars kind of piling up in there. They're wrecking. Yeah, that's a wreck. That's a wreck. And I don't think many people will deny that one. That was definitely a caution. And the caution's out once again. So that's going to really speed up the process of the stage, because stages at Bristol and Richmond already aren't very long. And they're even shorter now that they're going to be just absolutely blitzing it at a 25% length. A stage at Bristol, I mean, 125 is pretty much a stage at Bristol, so I mean, if you think about 125 divided by 4, let's see how many laps they should be running for the stage. 125 divided by 4 would be, so about 31, 32-ish laps. Don't know how many they're going to settle on making the guys run for the stages, but why can't we have that type of camera angle all throughout the corner? It's like there are cameras around the track. Here we go. See? These are better camera angles. Thank you, NASCAR Heat. Updating the camera angles that the track chooses in the middle of the game. Really? As I'm saying that, they go back to using the nonsense cameras that aren't as good. I guess on the restart they were using that, but I mean, these camera angles are just so much better because you get to see just so much throughout the corners. And see, okay, I guess when you're running the high line, you can get that, but you can't get the good camera angles. And oh, the 3-car piles in, and the 3-car goes for a flip, almost like Brendan Gaughan did back at the track. But man, that's another yellow, and Dodge Dakota though gets to lead some laps, and that's going to be some guaranteed laps that the 88 is able to run. And that's the third caution of the race so far, so that's going to be really taking away those laps, because that should be 9 under caution already, as well as, let's assume, 5, 6, 7 maybe under green. I mean, that is a lot of caution laps already run, and I mean, they're probably already halfway through the stage, so. Of course, Dodge Dakota trying to win the stage. Clemson trying to pick up his third stage win of the night. And his race win. And the 21 spins again on the start of the race, on the restarts. I don't know what the 21 needs to do to get a better restart, but they are 3 wide per second. The 42, who has been so quick on these short tracks. And we even talked to him at the end of the last race that he likes these short tracks, and he apparently thinks he's better at Bristol than he was at Richmond earlier tonight, which of course is worrying for the field because he won by 7 or 8 seconds in the Bristol race. So of course that's going to be worrying for the field if he's able to kind of put on that kind of performance late in the race once we get done with all the stage and whatnot. But right now though, this pack of them in the corners is going to be trying to just devour him, trying to get him stuck back in that pack. Because for everybody pretty much, if that 42 gets stuck in the back of the pack, that's good for all of them. And sometimes it'll just pick these camera angles. I don't know what the logic in the game is telling it to like pick the better camera angle or pick the worst camera angle. Like, why can't it just pick the better camera angle all the time? But, okay, so it seems like whenever they follow, like, the general racing groove, but we got a little bit of a stack up there with the 9 and the 11, it looks like. Kind of just getting stacked up and trying to maneuver around each other. As the 32 is now the third place car, trying to run down the 42 here. So, 42 should definitely be, I think, a little bit at least noticing that Gerwitz is back there. Of course, we see the 9 running on the apron on the entrance to the corner, trying to make sure he takes that low line away. Maybe even a little too much if I were to say so, but of course I'm not the one driving these things, so maybe that's exactly what the 11 wants. But here we go, coming out of the corner, and the 32 though is going to be looking for he's looking for pretty much anything he can do to get around this 42 here, and he's got it. He's side by side, but here we go. Contact. No, they managed to avoid contact, but looks like the 42 though is going to be severely kind of hampered, and yep, he has now lost the position. The 42 back to third. The 32 though making a pretty good run for himself here, getting up into the second position, trying to. Now he's kind of holding off the guy that just won the most recent short track earlier tonight. Of course, if you guys want to go back and watch that, the stream just happened, so you guys just go to my channel after the race. You guys should be able to re-watch that pretty much immediately. But here we go. Gerwitz in the 32 now trying to track down the race leader, and that 21 having another handling issue tonight, it looks like, so. Here we go. Oh, contact for the 21 and the 3. More contact, man. These guys can't seem to get too far without wrecking, but they're running pretty well, actually. Looks like, though, the 11's the one guy that hasn't had a great night so far. He's already back here, about to get lapped. Of course, 21 hasn't had great restarts, but he's managed to keep it clean other than the restarts. But here we go. Looks like, though, the yellow flag is out. That might have been was that the stage end? Oh, no. It looks like that might have been for the row. For the wreck. But, yeah, that was actually the stage end because we just saw the 11. We just saw the 11 running a normal pace, and everybody else running the caution pace. So that would tell me that Dodge Dakota has won stage 1 in the race. So next stage we're gonna have like 29 laps of racing to go. Okay. Here we go. Coming to the green flag now. Of course, caution flag came out for the stage end. Stage winner Dodge Dakota is taken back to the racetrack here, and he's going to try and hold on. But now I think the 42 actually losing that spot before the end of the stage. I don't know whether he thinks at this point, I don't know if he thinks the stage is more important or if he thinks that the position on the inside line there for the start of the race is more important, or for the restart, I mean. But now the 40. Oh, the contact though for the 88. That's going to allow the 32 and the 42 to really close in there. But they're going to be battling it out for position here, as they so often do in these types of races. They're going to have to battle it out for this one, and it looks like the 11 has decided to quit out the race. I know he's not typically a fan of these short tracks, so he probably just got tired of not being the best guy out here and left the race, which, I mean, hey, it's his choice. You can't really shame him for that. He's doing what he wants to do, so here we go. Looks like the 42 though, he's gotten around, and he's gonna be running out front, or the 42. He's gonna be trying to run down the front runner in the 88 who won the first stage. Which, of course, these stages are gonna be fairly quick. Right now, though, wow, that 42, he's closing in, actually, while I was checking on some of the other pages and whatnot. So I was checking, like, chat and some of the other stuff, but, man, he really closed in there on that run. 42 was able to close in, but gets a little loose off the corner, it looks like, and lost a little bit of ground. Of course, running that high side. High side's been made a lot better at Bristol. Don't need that sound from there, but oh, and the 88 piles up. 88, 42, 32. The 9 gets collected in it. That's the top 4 guys all piled up in that one, and the 32 pulls it out the best. He's now leading the thing. Wow, I'm impressed that he managed that they all piled up like that. I mean, that's not something you usually see, but I'm sure we're going to see a lot of guys making some adjustments to their cars after seeing what just happened to one of them. Of course, I don't know how much that's going to put on the... Here we go. Resetting it. Here we go. And the 21 actually has been the one to gain the edge here. It might be, I think it's probably pretty close to the end of the stage if we see that 21 staying out. There's no way that this isn't like a 1 or 2 lap dash here to the end of the stage. And the 21 has his best restart of the night. And it still isn't very good. I mean, I wish there was something better I could say about that restart, but I mean, it's his best restart of the night, but it still lost him a ton of spots. Actually, he's only back to 4th. That's not terrible in a 7-car, like in about a 6 or 7 car race. Yeah, 6 cars still left in it. But yeah, got loose there on the bottom of the race. But now the 32 trying to hold off everybody else here in this one. And there we go. The 3 slides in the back. And he was going to make contact there, it looks like, with the 21. They both managed to keep it going the right way, though. And here we go. The 32 tries to hold off the 2 guys that have been so fast in these first race and a half of the night. I mean, really, they have been 2 of the fastest guys here in this first half of the race, and they've been the fastest 2 earlier in the night's race. Nothing to take away from Gerwitz. He is a great driver, all in the same, but he's just not been the guy up at the front most of the race. So I guess we'll get to see what his race car does up front for the first time tonight in his Crunch Bar car, because I'm pretty sure that's what that throwback was too. I'm pretty sure it was a Dale Jarrett Crunch Bar car. But yeah. So, right now though, that 32, they are really putting the blocks on, trying to block and make sure he is the guy that holds on to this race lead, which of course, as you're coming down to the stage end, is very important to make sure that you're the one leading it. Here we go, coming to the end of the stage where you see the 32 leads at the line. I don't know if that's going to bring out the yellow flag quite yet, though. And contact made with the wall there. The 88 going to drop back back to third. Of course, I don't know what their playoff format is like, but man, that is going to be oh so crucial here as the 32 comes through 3 and 4. He's going to come off the wall, and I believe that will be still not looking like it's the end of the stage, because he's still running hard. So, man, I thought they were close to the end of the final, or close to the end of the second stage than they were. So, I guess not so much, but there we go. That looked a little bit more like, no, they're still racing it out. The 42 still has a shot at trying to make a move here on the Sky. Of course, I think you pretty much want the inside lane if you can get it, so that stage win and that playoff point, very valuable for that 42 to go out and try and grab. Of course, the 42 at Clemson, contact! That's going to crash him up, and that's going to be the stage end. The stage is going to end with this caution right here. I cannot imagine who won this stage. Did Dakota just win the stage off that? I'm going to listen in here just real quick and see if we can hear if he's won the stage, just to know if that is the end or it's going to be a restart here. Or if someone else won the stage and because caution came out before he took
Dyer got both just in time before caution flew.
But yeah, that's one thing about Bristol is you won't get many manual cautions, because if a yellow flag, the game will throw yellows way more aggressively here than they do most other places.
I missed it. They were in front of me just enough for me to miss it.
Yeah, I don't know how he
hit
dodged
Aaron,
that,
but I still went straight.
So I'm assuming that ended the stage. I'm just going to assume that because, I mean, I can't imagine any other reason the 21 stayed out like he did there, unless they were coming towards the end of the stage trying to get that one. But yeah, so here we go. 42 takes the race lead from the 88 though on the restart. Looks like they were kind of the guys running up at the front when the stage ended there, or when the wreck happened there, that probably ended the stage. Still don't know for sure that ended the stage. I guess if we see a pointless yellow here in the next lap or two, we'll know that didn't end the stage. But if we don't see a pointless yellow the rest of the race, we'll know that did end the stage. But here we go. Oh, contact there with the 88. And the 24 is the, or not 24, 42. I cannot get these numbers right for the life of me, but here we go. And right now it looks like the guys running 1, 2, 3 were 3 of the fastest guys there coming down to the end of that last stage. So here we go, final about I don't know how much longer we got. We ran about 30 laps, and then the final stage is 125, so that would be a little over half, or a little under halfway so far in this one. So hopefully we can get some. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the race so far. Feel free to leave a like if you guys did, to let me know that you guys enjoyed the race. And of course, if you guys didn't enjoy my comment, if you guys didn't enjoy my commentary, feel free to let me know what you guys think I can improve on for next time I stream. But here we go. It looks like though it's going to be a pretty big gap here as the 88. So the 88, pretty much just be very careful here. Of course, apron's a lot more forgiving here than it used to be, and than it is at Richmond. Tags the wall though, cannot be doing that as he gets really loose there. Man, he got so loose there coming off the banking. I thought he was about to spin out, and somehow he managed to find a way not to. I guess that just kind of shows to the level of driver that he is. I mean, regardless of your opinions about him, he is definitely one of the best drivers for sure on Xbox, potentially on the game in total. So hopefully you guys are all enjoying it. Thank you for whoever just joined on into the race, and feel free to subscribe if you guys are new and want to see more broadcasts like this one here for the International Racing Association and their Bristol race. I believe they have Talladega next week, so hopefully I'm here for that one as well. Not really sure what my attendance is going to be like. But here we go. The 88 goes up the track. 42 goes down the track. They're really just kind of running it. It's going to be a battle of who can get to where. And I just checking to make sure I did re-add the sounds back in. Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure that I did re-add the sounds back into the stream. So yeah, I did. Remember to. Oh, and the 88 gets loose off the top side. That's going to allow the 42 to get back by. Is that going to allow the 32 to get by as well? No, it isn't. And they managed to just kind of weave it off the corner and get shuffled into line there as the 88 now trying to attack on the 42 here. So the 42 leads the 88 in this one. This is going to be a fun finish here if they keep racing like this, and if there are no mistakes from either driver. I mean, these front two, front three, I mean, it's going to be a fun finish even if we don't get especially if we don't get a caution. I think this is going to be a fun race all the way to the end. We got guys running so close to each other. We might have even been making a little bit of contact there in the corner, but here we go. 88, 42, battling it out side by side, getting loose. And the 88 is able to clear him once again, but makes contact with the outside wall. That's going to allow 42 back to his inside. 42 kind of backs out the throttle, gets in there, tries to stick it in there early on in the run, gets it, gets the position, gets out clear the 88 there, but now the 88 is going to try and use the momentum off the top side to make a move. Not really anywhere to go, though, coming down the back straightaway, so he's going to have to try and set himself up for maybe this front stretch to make the pass. He sticks it and is able to get by. Man, they are just trading the lead back and forth so much right now, though. This battle for the lead, it's awesome. And it's just closed in. It's a three-way battle for this race lead and race win. So hopefully you guys are as excited for this one as I am. Here we go. 42 making the pass around the outside. 42 on the outside. 32 way on the apron there. I thought he was about to spin out because he might have abused it too much, but here we go. the 88 decides that now is the time he's going to make his pit stop. So we're seeing a green flag pit stop here. That pretty much confirms that we are in the final stage there. So the stage end did come under that last yellow flag, but here we go. We still got a battle for the lead, even though the 88 pitted. He kind of waited out long enough for the 32 to kind of get up here in this battle. Of course, he's not helping me manufacture any kind of good race, and this is just the kind of good race that comes when you sit great drivers on a fun track like Bristol, especially if you give them a race win on the line, and of course racing for that championship at the end of the season. So everybody just trying to run for it. So I don't remember exactly what the championship prize was, but I know there is some money on the line for them at the end of the season. So if they can manage to stay ahead of everybody else here, as the 42 gets loose off the top side, but he's able to hold it up there. A little bit of contact with the outside wall, but it looks like Gerwitz. Oh, contact with the wall, and that's going to send the 32 into the wall, and that's not what Dodge wanted to see. Wherever Dodge Dakota is, I'm sure he did not want to see that. And it looks like, wow. Looks like the 21 has come to pit road. To be honest, if I'm the 21, I stay out as soon as I see that wreck happen. And man, that wreck, though, that's going to really change the dynamic of this race. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this one. Of course, right now, the 42 is your race leader. He swept the first race of the night. Don't think he won any stages, though, in the race. He might have picked up stage 1, actually. No, don't think he won either stage tonight. And of course, after being involved in that wreck, though, he's been the beneficiary of that wreck. So I'm surprised they didn't throw a caution for that, because, well, I guess that would. Oh, and the 88's around in the corner, and both the 3. Oh, the 3 spins it. The 3 loops it. So 88's out of the race. So the 88's thrown in the towel for the night. The 3 cars spun on the backstretch, and that's going to really change kind of a lot of the dynamic of this race, because that 88, he was one of the fastest guys, but that wreck there, well, pretty much would have taken him out of contention for the race win. And it looks like he knew it, and he was just kind of dropping out voluntarily to get himself out of the way so that he didn't bring out a caution and ruin someone else's night. Also, probably just not having very much fun racing the short track. So, and I'm sure after 2 straight races of short track racing, anyone would get a little bit tired of seeing these short tracks. I would say, like, yeah, let's go to Daytona. Let's go to some bigger track, maybe a Michigan, Fontana maybe. But here we go. Another guy running really low, and oh, someone else into the wall. That looks like that was the 21 in the wall. 3 car in the wall. And that's going to be the yellow flag out, I believe. Is that the manual yellow? Yes, it is. It is the manual yellow. Let's talk to the race leader. Oh, and the 32 spins right in front of the race leaders, actually. Hey, Clemson, you got a copy?
Yes. Yes,
Well,
sir.
you're back out front leading another race. Did you win one of those 2 stages, and who won the second stage? Because I didn't notice with the big pile up at the end.
It was Dodge.
Okay, Dodge got the stage win there. Well, how's the car handling it? Looks pretty good.
Yeah, we're running the top side really well, so we're going to go ahead and hit here and put on 4 and no adjustments and have a 27 lap shoot up to the end.
Yeah. Any benefit
Or
or
probably about 25.
any benefit or concern from the 32, from the incident with the 32, and of course 32 is probably the guy you're going to be racing for the win here. So, any concern about him trying to get some payback for anything that happened there between you guys?
Nah, it was just a racing incident.
Okay, well,
It wasn't nothing.
who else
Hey,
on
you
the
wasn't
lead?
really nothing he could have done.
Yeah, Who else on the lead lap anyway? Because that seemed to come
So
out
I'm
in the
in the
middle of the
lead.
pits.
And Agarwood's going to be second. NASCAR is going to be third. And that's only 3 cars on the lead lap.
Okay, well,
Because
okay.
I don't know why everybody pits early. I guess their strategy was different from mine.
Yeah, it might have been trying to get some fresh
But-
tires sooner to try and make up time on you if the pit cycle cycled through. That's like the only thing I can think of, at least. But hey, doesn't really matter for you. I mean, hey, if there's only 3 cars on the
Let's get
lead lap, that means you only have to worry about racing 3 cars.
That's exactly correct.
Well, hey, good luck, and I might be
exactly what
talking
I
to you
wanted.
again at the end of this race.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Yep. So you just went out and swept the stages and the race in the first race. Didn't get either stage win tonight, but in the race here at Bristol. But of course, he could very easily get this race win coming through the final some odd lap. So I don't know how many laps we have left to go. I forgot to ask, but we're probably gonna just be a final green flag run. I'm just gonna kind of listen in actually on the leader's radio, see if he says it. But here we go, back to racing here. And oh wait, no, never mind. They're still running caution laps.
It'll be 24 to go with the
Okay, well.
restart.
Okay, so they're gonna be 24 to go when they restart. So that's good. It's like I go to unmute it. It's almost like you can hear me ask that. I don't know if he's watching the stream or not, but yeah, here we go. Exciting restart here. Gonna be 24 to go when they go back green. Looks like the 21 still running laps trying to get back up there, so looks like Laggy might be still having. So here we go, green flag back out, and they are racing, and I don't know why they didn't go sooner, because they should have gone at the restart zone, I believe. But, I mean, I can't tell the difference when they go with the liner at the restart zone, so hopefully they can figure this out, because I don't really know how it's supposed to work or how they do run it. But there we go, Gerwitz out to the race lead, though. Of course, Gerwitz was the one in the unfortunate wreck there with the 42, but looks like the 42 is going to battle around the outside. Here we go. So here we go. Man, these guys, they are some of the best guys. I mean, I've not seen guys racing. At least they might not necessarily be the best, but they are definitely some of the best guys around, and they are really good at racing each other as well. Because I mean, they race so hard with each other, and none of them really are willing to even give up a single position, even for a little bit. Of course, coming down the end here, gonna be about 20 laps to go. We're gonna have a pretty fun restart here. Hopefully, you guys are as excited for this as I am. Of course, you guys are. Like button down there. Subscribe as well. Those are stuff you can do. And then, of course, supporting the channel, there are links down below in the description for that as well. So, if you guys want to support what I'm doing here. And oh, wow, they make contact there. The 32 and 42 coming in there. Man, they are just so close here on the on these ones. Oh man, the 42 gets on by. I was so quiet there, just on the edge of my seat. But man, here we go. 32, 42 battling out for the they're gonna be battling it out for the race lead and probably this race win. I'm gonna actually quickly just tune in and just kind of listen into the radios of these two guys. I don't think there's a way that they aren't talking about the racing between the two of them. And of course, those two are two of the best guys in this group. And coming down to it, they probably will put on a great show here at Bristol. Of course, putting some of the best guys and some very evenly matched guys as well around a short track. Oh, someone join or someone leave? Didn't really see. Okay, so laggy left. So the 21 has kind of hung up the hat, but I'm surprised that neither one of these guys is saying a word though about this racing. As we see the 32 trying to get a run around the outside, he gains a little bit of ground, loses some on the exit, but gets the run down the back straightaway there. Yeah, there we go. They're racing right side by side. That's going to be 32 gets into the wall, contact with the 20 or the 42. 42 gets by. Or not 42 gets by. 42 gets passed by the 32. I don't know how many laps we have got left, but man, that was a close move. And of course now you've got to assume that if you're this 32 to expect that the same move is going to be made on you. If the 42 gets a shot at you, he's going to go back for it. Oh my. Man, these guys, they're gonna race it all the way to the end here. So, I mean, I don't know how excited you guys are for this, but I am stoked to see this finish because I think it's gonna be a great one. Still haven't heard from much on the radio from either of them. I don't know if, I'm hearing stuff from both their mics, but 4-car race right now, and 3 of them are on the lead lap. That a yellow here could really change it all up because that would get it back to 4 cars back on the lead lap. Man, looks like though the 32 is starting to pull a little bit of a gap here on the 42, and trying to gap the 42 and basically not give the 42 a shot to kind of get back at him for what he did there. Just kind of a little more beating and banging. Give him a shot to beat and bang. 'Cause if you give him a shot to beat and bang the line, he'll probably win that beating and banging contest. Right now, I mean, they are coming up on a lap car though. That's going to really change the dynamic. So that's going to really change the dynamic by the fact that, contact with the wall there for the 32. They can't have much more than like 10 laps to go here in this one. And I think it actually makes it more tense not knowing the lap count left. But, I mean, that was the end? Was it?
Okay.
That was the race end, or was that the yellow? Is the race over?
I don't know.
It was some good racing,
that
Clemson.
last round.
Yeah, that was the last race, or that was the end of the race. So, hey, Gerwitz, you got a copy?
Thank you, Brian. Yes, I do, Ryan.
Well, hey, that was a really good finish there. He made the move at the right time to win the race. So,
Yeah, you know, coming to that last pit stop, we made some adjustments that led us to the first win in 2 races.
yeah, well, hey, I mean, you got where you needed to be. So, but yeah, that 42 though, he was fast all night at both races.
Yeah, the long run we were better. The short one we were okay. But we committed to the long run and it paid off.
Yep. Any kind of Anything you want to say about that wreck that happened coming to the end of the stage?
Nah, it just got loose coming off of turn 3.
Okay, well, hey, good job on first win of the season, right, for you?
Yes, sir. That's the first win of the year.
Okay, well, hey, you know what? That means you can go out and get your second win now.
Uh, nah, we're gonna try next week.
Yep, Talladega next, right?
I think so. Yes.
Well, hey, have a great night.
Yes, you too, Ryan.
Hey, Clemson, you got a second?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, hey, second place, not much to complain about there. You swept the first race and second place in the second race. That's a good batch of points there, especially for a low turnout night and a low finish night. Like a number of guys finishing these races.
I don't know, man. I just didn't have that final stretch it out run there. I don't know what was up. But, it wasn't as good as first race. But he got a pretty good win there, and that's good for him.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready.
Well, hey, good luck in the next race at Talladega. Maybe you can pick up another race win there.
Hopefully, it's a wild card, so you don't know.
Yeah, so that'll conclude the broadcast here for the Food City 500 and the broadcast for the night of the
Good win.
the IRA's races, both at Bristol and at where were we? We were
Yes,
at Bristol
sir.
and Richmond. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week or in a couple days or tomorrow. I think
I
is
like
the next
that.
time I'm broadcasting. So have a
Lot.
great night.